What's up? How is everybody? Oh, is there anyone there? Where? Boom, baby. Trekyards here. Everybody hit that like button. 4 of you, 1 like. Mark is here. The man, the myth, the quasi-interdimensional warrior himself. I like that. That's a good title. Joshua Clark, greetings. Chuck is here. Hi. Hello. So, how is everybody? It's been a day for many reasons. Not the least of which is we got some good news. Prodigy is back, baby. Netflix picked it up. We did a live about it earlier today. So we'll be getting season 2 early next year. Season 1 will be on Netflix later this year. Go, and when it comes to Netflix, watch it. Watch season 1. Within 28 days of it arriving, watch it all. Very important. Thank you guys for the happy anniversary. Yeah, it's been 9 years. 9 years today that we started. So, awesome birthday present, anniversary present, whatever you want to call it. Getting Prodigy picked up by Netflix. Super excited about that. It has been a long road, Mark, yes. Will Roberts is here. Thank you so much, Will. Joshua Clark, Prodigy is back. That's freaking amazing. Yeah, I got picked up by Netflix. They'll have season 1 later this year, and then season 2 will be airing next year sometime, probably early next year, hopefully. And if it does well on Netflix, I'm sure they might commission more seasons. So make it do well, guys. Thank you, Donald. I'm excited too, man. Project Achieva, I was just watching your Prodigy live since I missed it earlier. And now you're here. Happy Trekyard anniversary. That doesn't come off the tongue very easily, I've got to say. Wade Enyard, can't wait for 10 years and then even more. I don't know, 10 years I might call it quits. Mark, now I have to resubscribe to Netflix. Yes, you do. Hey, JW Pals Rock. Hey, how's it going? Thank you. Chuck A, great content for Trekyards for all 9 years. Thank you, Stuart and Samuel. Well, thank you, Chuck. We appreciate that. Zoxasir, happy anniversary, but we miss Commander Cockings. Why? He was here earlier today. Why do you miss him? He's always around. Jason Vivona, congrats on 9 years. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Yeah, I was just over on Salty Trekkers stream, and of course they're talking about politics and left and right, and who gives a shit? Why do people watch that? Why do people feel the need to talk about that constantly? I don't understand. Just let's have a good time. Let's chat about good things and politic-free zone here. So 21 people watching, 14 likes. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Do it. Mark Lawrence, $9. A green 9 for 9 great years. Thank you, Mark. That's very much appreciated. I'll give that super chat a heart, a like. Awesome. Thank you, Michael. So yeah, I don't know what we're going to talk about. I don't know how long of a live this is going to be, but considering the last few nights I've been doing like playing pinball and doing live streaming of that, which Terrence Childs took offense to and came in last night and says, "Is this what we do now?" It's like, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. But if people want to talk to me and hear my thoughts on things, I'll show up. I'll be present. I'll be here. But I've really been enjoying playing pinball on the PlayStation. So last two nights was Star Wars VR pinball, which is really great. It's really cool in VR, I gotta say. And before that, I was playing some TNG on the PlayStation 5, which was not VR, but it was still fun. So, Joshua Clark, like always, help the channel. Hit that like button. It greatly helps the channel. Trekyards at 9. Hashtag Trekyards at 9. Yes, thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Dave. Matthew Lebner. Good evening, Captain. Happy anniversary. It's been a pleasure watching you and the Commander for the past 2 years and joining Trekyards these past many months. It's been a pleasure to have you here as well, Mr. Lebner. Thank you so much. Joseph says, congrats on 9 years. Boldly going onward. Onward and upward. Terrence Childs. Hi, everyone from the great state of Maryland. Hey, we're just talking about you, Terrence. Glad you could make it. Hope this is more to your liking than me playing pinball, because I know you were quite offended by that. Anyway, yeah, so 9 years, it's a pretty cool thing, I gotta say. It's amazing. It does not feel like 9 years. It really doesn't. It does not feel like we've been doing this for 9 years, and that's just insane to say that. It's going to be a decade next year. Like, what? Anyway. Hypno Amber is here. Happy anniversary. I'm so happy I found your channel and this community. We are very happy you found us as well, Hypno Amber. It's been a pleasure having you here. And, hey, you helped me out by making those things, and I really appreciate that. Those have been quite great. So thank you. Glad you could join us and be here. Trek or not, there is no offended. There is only pinball. Terrence Child says, you've been on the air for 9 years. Yes, we have. Every Saturday, we've had a release for 9 years. Every Saturday. Haven't missed one Saturday. And we always have multiple episodes a week, generally. So, yeah, we've been doing this a long time. We got a lot of stuff in the bank. So, Joshua Clark, a decade of Trek excellence. Trek mediocreness is Trek mediocrity. That's the word I was looking for. Not a band account. Thank you for being a light of hope in these dark times. A light of hope. I don't know about that. That's taking it a little extreme, I think. I don't think they're really dark times, but I appreciate that. Thank you. David Schroeder. Thank you for these 9 years. Cheers to many, many more years to come. Thank you, Captain. Thank you, David. Trek or not, you coming to TrekCon in Blackpool, UK next year? Weird location, though. Probably not. I think we're planning on going to Vegas next year, for sure. And at the end of this month, Sylvia and I are going to LA. We're going to meet up with Aaron Waldke, who now I can congratulate in person for the return of Prodigy. That is awesome. Going to be meeting up with Doug Drexler. Going to be doing a whole bunch of cool stuff, and I'll have a really cool captain's log all about that. And we will have an official like Trekyards 9-year celebration, not this upcoming weekend, but the one after that, right before my trip. So if you guys can make it to that, it'll be on the Saturday. I don't have a calendar in front of me, but it'll be on the Saturday, a week from this Saturday. Olivia is here with $2. Congrats, you don't look a day over 8 years. Thank you. Thank you. Terrence Childs, which do you think is more powerful, a Federation handheld phaser or a blaster from Star Wars? Phaser, hands down. Multiple settings plus the overload feature. A blaster is essentially just a gun with like plasma coated bullets. Chuck A. I am watching DS9 episode Valiant. Jake and Nog. That's a great episode. Red Squad. Matthew Lebner watched your Prodigy live earlier. If Netflix drops all episodes on Star Trek Prodigy at once, do you think you'll enjoy it more? Or if it's well done, as I hope, do you enjoy a week-to-week episode? I would love to just binge watch it, personally. However, with our format, we love doing the reviews of each episode. We love speculating on what's going to happen or who could show up. So dropping them all at once will kind of negate that. We will still review them in the same manner, though, episode by episode, and try to only watch one, review it, and then go back and watch the next one, review that, and do it that way. My sound is going in and out. Okay, I don't have any way to change that. Let's see. A way to change that? Some people are saying no sound issues, so I don't know what to tell you. Reed Sampy says, I really enjoyed the comparison of all the 1701D models through Star Trek Picard. Very well done. Thank you. Thank you, Reed. Chuck A. Great trip to Los Angeles, Captain. I'm from LA originally. See you at STLV next year. Yes, it'll be great to see you, Chuck. Sorry I couldn't make it this year, but hopefully you had a good time at least. Neil Hammersmith, thank you for 9 years of Star Trek and porn. Hail Kaon. Oh, Star Trek nerd porn. Did I misread that? No one knows. Hail Kaon. Yes, Neil. Yes. Matthew Lebner, your sound is going in and out. For your information, I already read that one. Not a band account. Why don't we see Tim Hortons in United Federation Starbases? How else will we have coffee and donuts? It's called a replicator. Matthew Lebner says, sorry, might be my mobile device. I just switched the live to my view screen. Indeed. Don't say things like that to me. It freaks me out because the last thing I want is any technical issues. Mark Lawrence says, we so need to have a Trekyards meetup at STLV next year. Oh, absolutely, we will have a Trekyards meetup at Star Trek Las Vegas. 100%, Mark. Yes. And again, thank you, Mark, for helping out with everything. You're a logistical awesome person. Logistical genius. Wow, my brain is not working. And without you, we couldn't do it. So thank you so much for everything you do. You're amazing. Ozzy, be sure to give Aaron a room key. Yeah, well, Aaron can come back to my room. With me and Sylvia. Kyle Swinderman. Captain, happy anniversary. Watched Star Trek Beyond earlier tonight, and it's still so good. Really hope they do more Kelvin films with Peg writing them. Yeah, I really enjoyed Beyond. It was, for me, the best out of the three. And I would like to see a Star Trek 4 at some point. Terrence Childs, would you join the United Federation of Planets if you had the chance to or be a member of the Galactic Empire? The Galactic Empire I wouldn't really want to be a part of, so I would join the UFP. Not a band account. How many times does Beta 3 need to be reminded to stop worshipping Landry? 10. I don't know. Neil Hammersmith. The real question between blasters and phasers. Does a stormtrooper still miss if they use a phaser? Not if it's on beam setting, because you just fire and then you just move the beam on to whatever you're firing at. So, but I could see them like just going around the person. That's a good question. And what happens if a stormtrooper fires at a red shirt? That's a more important question. Mark Lawrence, maybe Timmy's coffee is the default flavor in the Federation replicators. Could be. Timmy's coffee is not as good as it used to be a few years ago. If you want Tim Hortons coffee in Canada anyway, if you want Tim Hortons coffee the way it tasted a few years ago, you have to go to McDonald's because Tim Hortons originally had a different supplier for coffee. Then the company that owns Burger King bought Tim Hortons, so Burger King and Tim Hortons are a thing now. So they changed their coffee suppliers. The Tim Hortons coffee is honestly not as good anymore, and the McDonald's coffee is the exact same as the Timmy's used to be. So go to a McDonald's to get your coffee. Kyle says, I've never been to Star Trek Las Vegas. Should I attend? I would say yes. I think it was much better when Creation actually had the licensing for Star Trek. Now it's kind of... I haven't been to one since they've lost it, but I've seen pictures and stuff, and everything's kind of... Like the Borg alcoves, if they have them, have a blue light instead of green, because they can't use official license things. And the pictures of the actors are just the actors, not their characters. Weird shit like that, because they don't have the licensing anymore. So it almost feels like Star Trek from Wish. But it still looks good, and it's still like a big event. Plus, if you stay at the Rio, I mean, it's Vegas, man. It's definitely worth going to. Beyond, Star Trek Beyond, please. Matthew says, if you are going to Star Trek Las Vegas next year, count me in. It would be a pleasure to see you in Vegas. Well, there you go. As far as I know, we're going. We have rooms booked. We have tickets for attendance. So we just need to get our flights. And yeah, me and Sam will be going. I think that'll be a great trip. Great trip. Joshua Clark, JJ Verse. That's more polarizing than politics. Not really. Not really. Not a band account. Eyes in the dark. One moon circles. Trekyards says red shirts attract blaster fire. They do, but a stormtrooper can't hit anything. So it's like the immovable object meets the the unstoppable force. Joshua Clark, the red shirt still dies. Upset from a heart attack. Chuck A. I've been going to Star Trek Las Vegas for over 20 years. Only missed 2 or 3. Damn, son. So were you there in 2019? Because that's the last time me and Sam were there. Did we meet you? I don't think we met you yet. Olivia throws in $5. 8 years since you created this channel, or 8 years since you and Samuel started the Trekyards portion. It's been 9 years. 9 years since Trekyards. I've had the channel a lot longer than that. So the channel is older than 9 years, but Trekyards' first episode was 9 years ago today. Phasers versus a lightsaber. Ooh, could a lightsaber deflect a phaser beam? That's an interesting question. Stormtrooper keeps his target, even a red shirt lives. Out of band account, destruct sequence 1, code 1, 1A. Chuck A says it's still pretty good at Star Trek Las Vegas. Yeah, absolutely. But you know what I mean, though, Chuck? Like, it just feels like off-branding now because they're not officially licensed anymore. At least that's how it looks to me. I could be wrong on that, but... Ramona Flowers says, happy birthday, Trekyards. Thank you very much, Ramona. Good to see you. JW Paulsrock, Star Trek from Wish. Oh, that's good. Ozzy says, I mean, Stormtroopers keeps missing the target. Even red shirts live. Perfect. Terrence Childs, I've recently watched an episode of Stargate today, and on this episode there was a lot of full frontal nudity from women. They don't get that in Star Trek. Well, there's one episode that has full frontal nudity, depending on which version of it you get, but it's not a lot of full frontal nudity. It's just one shot of boobs for a minute. So I wouldn't say a lot of full frontal nudity, but I think that's a little bit misleading. Project Achieva, all this Vegas talk, and I'm going there at the end of the month. That's awesome. You're going to Las Vegas. I'll be in LA at the end of the month. They're not far apart. Well, 4 hours. But Anyway. Chuck A said, missed that year in Vegas. I met you at 2019 Starfest, Stuart. Okay. Yeah, because that's the year I did both. But you didn't meet Sam then. Trying to remember what you look like now, Chuck. Admiral, there be whales here. Kyle Swinderman, with the Netflix announcement, I hope Playmates gets moving on the Protostar model. Hell yes. Aaron Waltke still assures us that that was a thing even after the show was canceled, that they're still going to be releasing the Playmates Protostar. I am so looking forward to that. I will definitely be doing an unboxing of that. I will be all over that. I need a Protostar model in my life. Playmates isn't the most accurate, but still it's something, right? So Mike P says, been here the whole time. As always, please continue making it so. Thank you, Mike. Kyle Swinderman, we got to Paul's back and top of her bottom in Enterprise, though. We did. Plus all of the decon chamber scenes, which was very cold in that decon chamber, but that's perfectly fine with me. Trekyards says that Ahsoka line about her holding Sabine back makes me think Sabine might actually be a powerful Jedi that hasn't realized it yet. I wouldn't be at all surprised. I would not be at all surprised. Can't wait to see how that develops. Chuck A says, didn't meet Sam yet. I met you at my vendor's table at Starfest. For the life of me, cannot remember that. I didn't know we had met. I'm sorry, Chuck. Don't be mad. Trekkies know how to get things done. Hashtag Star Trek Prodigy saved. The actual official hashtag for that from Aaron Waltke is hashtag saved, all capital letters, saved Star Trek Prodigy. Kyle Swinderman, did you ever get the Prodigy Playmates figures? I've ordered them. They haven't arrived yet. I ordered them from Big Bad Toy Store, but they were out of stock, so I put in an order and I have not received them yet. So no, I haven't got them, because I would have done a review of them for sure. My God, I'm sorry for my snoring dogs. Must ye snore? Trekker Nut. In fairness, the cat meets a lot of people, even met me in somewhat intoxicated state. But I remember meeting you. Trekker Nut. I wish you would have talked to us a bit more. You kind of came up, said hi, kind of stood around, and then left. I remember meeting you. I don't think you were that intoxicated. At least you didn't come off that way. I could tell you were a little intoxicated, but... Olivia Julia says, you also had the creepy aliens that arrested Wesley for stepping on a bush. They were almost fully frontal nude. Yeah, that's a planet I wouldn't mind visiting. Kyle Swinderman, I've been rewatching Enterprise lately and really enjoy it. Shame that they didn't get the full 7 years. If I could get one thing to happen in Trek, it would be going back and getting the full run. Yeah, that would definitely... Go back in time and take out Les Moonves. He was in charge of CBS at the time, and he hates sci-fi and he hates Star Trek. Yeah, change history for the better. Chuck A says, that's okay, Stuart. I was going to be in LA too at the end of October, but our trip got canceled. Oh no. Olivia says, Cap doesn't even remember meeting me because I've never met you. Just on the Skype. Ozzy says they're coming on Tuesday by 4 weeks. Scotty times. Trekker says admittedly nervous also, and that weekend was a rush and a blur. Why would you be nervous to meet me or to meet us? We're nobodies. We're the same as you guys. We just have a YouTube channel that we talk all the time. We're nobody special. We are just average, everyday Star Trek fans that just love talking about Trek. Don't ever be ashamed, like nervous to meet us, or, feel like. Don't do that. Just come up and say hi. But it was great meeting you. I seem to remember you were wearing something. I think you were wearing all black. I can't remember specifically. I think there's a picture of me and Sam hanging out in the front lobby there, and I think you're just off to the side a little bit after we had met you, and we were talking to somebody else, but you were still there. Somebody took this picture. I could be wrong, but anyway. Terrence Childs, how much Japanese animation do you watch? None. I'm not a fan of Japanimation or anime. I don't mind some of the styles of anime. Like, it's very pretty to look at, some of it, but the stories are just so fucking slow. They tell stories completely differently, and it just doesn't translate well for me. It's so goddamn boring. I need to watch one like a few times before I can really get the feel for it, and oh my god, I can't even speak tonight. The idiosyncrasies of it, and I'm not a big fan of Japanimation, because that's what it's called. Anime. Hold on one sec. I just gotta water a plant because it's quite dry, and I don't think Sylvia's watered it in a while. It's an ivy plant, and looks in desperate need of watering. There we go. If I don't do it now, I'm gonna forget. JW says, "Kapla, my friend. Have to go for the night. Thank you for stopping by." Chuck A says, "I met Aaron Waldke and the Hagermans at the last STLV. They were great to talk to." Yeah, I've yet to meet the Hagermans, but I have talked to Aaron quite a few times. And like I said, I'll be meeting him in person finally at the end of October. Finally, The Rock has come back to LA. Kyle Swinderman says, "Captain, he was nervous because you're famous and a captain. Come on now." Well, I'm not famous, nor am I actually a captain. So, like I said, I'm just an average, everyday guy. So never be nervous. Neil Hammersmith, if Enterprise could have gotten a full 7, we could have gotten to see the NX get refitted and in action. Yes, the SS Enterprise. Olivia Julius says, "Speaking of, I need to schedule a Skype with you and Sam after Lower Decks is over for the Julius class." Indeed you do. Yes, we'll figure that out at that time. Because we might have a little bit of a dry spell after Lower Decks is done. Depending on when Netflix wants to show Prodigy Season 2 and when Discovery Season 5 comes out. We have a bit of a dry spell, at least for a couple months. So Trekyards says, "I think I had changed out of my Picard red shirt into a disco tee." Yeah, it sounds accurate. I seem to remember you wearing black. So John Walker says, "Hello, I'm late because I'm drinking." What better reason is there? Good to see you, John. Trekyards. That's a good reason to be late, yes. Ozzy says, how dry is his plant? Does it need Klingon blood wine? Oh, that I think would kill it. It was pretty dry, though. It was pretty dry. Some of the leaves are dead. I don't know if there's any coming back for it right now. But that's okay. John Walker says, "Thank you. I'll try not to be that guy." Laura Smith gives me the live long and prosper. Live long and prosper to you. Trekyards laughing. Matthew Lebner says, "Just noticed the t-shirt. Looks great. Where did you get it?" My dude, this is one of our Trekyards shirts. Trekyards. That's Trekyards in Romulan. And that's our Romulan commander pinup with the cloaking device. You can get this and any of our shirts at the links below to the Teespring store or the TeePublic store. The TeePublic one doesn't have this one. Long story. You can get this one at the Teespring store. But yeah. Kyle Swinderman. I'm looking for a large cabinet to display a lot of my Trek stuff, including my 1350 TOS Enterprise in it. Any tips? No, I don't have any tips. It'd be hard displaying a 350 scale Enterprise inside of a cabinet, though. That would be, you need to find a good cabinet for that. No tips really. Well, one tip I have is get something with doors. Get something with glass. Have it all glassed in. Have a glass door. You know why? Because then you don't have to goddamn well dust it. Do you see this room? Do you know how much shit is in here that I have to dust? It's not fun. I gotta like move things and get cabinets with doors on them. No dust. Chuck A says, I'm going to call it a night. I'm getting up early to watch Lower Decks. Good night, Stuart and everyone. Good night, Chuck. Yeah, tonight is a new episode of Lower Decks. So tomorrow night will be my first reaction. You get me for 2 nights in a row. How lucky are you guys? Plus, I was doing the pinball the last couple nights. Nobody turns up for it, but I don't care. I love playing it. So... Trek or not, IKEA does nice display units and modular. Yeah, IKEA is a good choice. I was going to suggest Wayfair, but I think Wayfair is a Canadian company because Wayfair has really great stuff. So when I end up redoing the basement to be my display area, I'll be going to Wayfair and getting some really nice cabinets. Olivia says, did you have Precious or Dot 9 years ago? Dot I had 9 years ago. Precious is only 5, and Lola's just 1.5. So, but Dot's like 13 years old. So Dot was around when Trekyards started, and so was our other dog Sally, but she's dead. Dot's still alive and kicking though. Terrence says, "Do you own a Federation uniform?" Federation uniform. I don't own any official full uniforms. I've got some shirts, some jackets. I never have the correct pants. I just wear black jeans because I really don't care. I'm not all that cosplay that I need like the perfect goddamn uniform like Sam. He's got like uniforms up the wazoo. I don't. I've got like some tunics and some jackets, and that's all I need. So no, I will say no to that question. Speaking of, guys, on the Captain Foley personal channel, I did a video today talking about who is Captain Foley. And it's your chance to ask me questions that I will address in video form soon. So if you go to the Captain Foley personal channel and check out today's video, just leave me a question in the comments section and I'll answer it there. Or you can join me for these lives where I can answer it now as well. But that takes all the fun out of me making a video later and making it all fancy. So go over to the Captain Foley personal channel, leave me a question for me. Since long before your sun burned bright in the sky, I have awaited a question. Joshua Clark says, yes, Neil, feel completely cheated that we did not see the NX-01 refit. Yes. Kyle says, IKEA does, but none of them are big enough. Oh, for the 350? Yeah, I can see this for sure. That would be a problem with the IKEA stuff. I would suggest Wayfair, but I don't know. I think it's just a Canadian company, so. Hey, Jay's here. Cool. Hold on. Sorry, my OCD's kicking in, and I'm just seeing things that I need to like address. There we go. Oi. Matthew Lebner says, sold. He's going to go buy a shirt. Go look at the shirts. The links are in the description of every video. Just check out the shirts. Trekyards says, I have I've known some people who build custom cabinets. It can be really cool. John Walker says, what's the topic tonight? Did you not see this thumbnail, John? Trekyards is 9 years old today. Our first episode of Trekyards was 9 years ago today. So we're just hanging out, chatting about whatever. As always, there is no topic. Kyle Swinderman says, ooh, you know, I might just do that. Yeah, custom build one. Trekyards says, could display it flat, looking at the dorsal face. You could. That's how I display like my Diamond Select ships. I have them just propped up against the wall with the door, like the top side facing out, because the stands are shit on those, honestly. And it's like my favorite view of the ships generally is from the top. So, John Walker says also happy 9th. Thank you, John. Jay English, hey, I hope I made the live. What are we donating for? Not donating for anything. If you want a super chat, I'd appreciate it. Helps out the channel, helps out me, helps out Sam. And yeah, you can do that. I'd appreciate it. But if not, that's cool too. Terrence Childs, should just all of your stuff with use a Swiffer wand. I have one that works really well. I have a Swiffer wand too, but I'm not going to Swiffer around these things. There's a lot of breakable things in here that you can't Swiffer around. Plus, there's a lot of little things. They move, they wobble. No, you got to take them off. You got to clean properly. I do have a Swiffer for just like quick broad strokes of like the TV stand downstairs and stuff like that. But honestly, no. No. Kyle Swinderman, LOL, yes, I was trying to avoid the dust issues. Yes, please do. It's a pain in the ass. Matthew Lebner, it's a Badgie episode. Can't wait. SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor. Congratulations on 9 years. Thank you so much. Clone of Jonathan. I have a Modu Space case set aside for the Tomy. I already have the Hollywood Collectibles Nostromo in one. Nice. Is it big? Will it be deep enough for the Tomy? The stand is pretty substantially wide. If it works, fuck yeah, bud. Damn. Ozzy says, later, Chuck A. Grandpa, watch out for Badgie. Cal Swinderman, I have Wayfair. I actually have a friend who works there, and I get 70% discount on everything. Shh, no telling. I won't tell anybody, Kyle. Can you, like, drop me a line so that we can get 70% off? That'd be fucking epic, because we're going to be buying a lot of stuff from them soon. Kyle, that would be amazing. 70% off. I won't say that you said anything, but if I can order things through you. Oh, 70. Oh my God, man. Yeah, dude. If you can message me or email me at trekyards@hotmail.com and we can arrange something, that'd be awesome. Everybody just ignore this. You're not hearing this. This is all in your imaginations. Trust me. My eyes are closed, so I can't see you guys on the live. So this is not actually happening, you see. You can't see me. So, yeah, moving on. What happened? I passed out. Jay English, Cap, where can I donate where you guys won't get ripped off? I want to donate to the channel and the work you both do. Patreon. Can't really do Patreon. You can send a PayPal. PayPal's probably the best. No matter what, we're going to get a little ripped off. Depends on the amounts too, honestly. PayPal's good. You can just send a PayPal to trekyards@hotmail.com. That simple. We get the most of that. So, Trek or not, in fairness, no uniform is a perfect replica since they are varied so much on set. Yes, even the fabrics and colors. Daniel Vance is here. Sean O'Neill is here. Thank you guys. Ozzy, here's question. Did YouTube change their notification? I have no idea what the fucking YouTube does. Olive Drab says, I'd be like the Guardian of Forever. Okay. Who put the pomp in the pomp of pomp? Good question. John Walker throws in $2. How much does a good DS9 uniform cost? Late series. I don't know. Sam is the person to talk to about that kind of stuff. I would say probably guessing $300, but I could be wrong. Sabertooth Raptor says, what are your thoughts on the Cheyenne-class starship? It is a heavy cruiser, in my opinion. For the Dominion War refit, have it have some Prometheus-type nacelles. The Cheyenne-class, I'm not the biggest fan of the Cheyenne-class, honestly. I'm not, it doesn't impress me. Let's see. But you want to put Prometheus-class nacelles on it, eh? Maybe it's not even in this book. No, it's not. I mean, it would make the Cheyenne class look better to have Prometheus class nacelles, 100%. Ta-da! Utopia Planitia historical reference. Let's see if there's a Cheyenne class in here. Let's see. Creation. I don't think there is actually. Yeah, I'm not a huge Cheyenne class fan, I can tell you that for a fact. Let me see. Oh, there it is. There's the Cheyenne class, just in case anybody doesn't know. I think it would look better with Prometheus class nacelles, but I'm honestly not a fan. I'm not a big fan of the Stargazer either, or any 4 nacelled ship. Now give me a 3 nacelled ship, then we're talking. But other than that, so yeah, I mean, I don't know, with Prometheus class nacelles, it might be all right. I don't know. It's not the worst starship, that's for sure. It's not the Jaeger class. BJ throws in $1. Thank you so much. So super chats add up, guys. So even like a $1 or $2, they all add up. So if you can super chat, cool. If you can't or don't want to, cool. Trek or not, how long were you on YouTube prior to Trekyards? I watched then but cannot remember. Probably about 4 years. I'd say 4 years. How did Samuel and you meet? Decide to start the channel. Seriously, you're asking this question? Everybody asks us this question. So I had my YouTube channel and I showed off parts of my collection and I talked about stuff, and I also did movie reviews for like Star Trek, where I'd watch the movie and I'd shoot in little facts for my commentary here and there. And Sam saw one. He saw the Star Trek 2 one, learned a few things he didn't know because he thought he knew everything because he's English or British. And of course he's wrong because, anyway. So he started watching more of my content, and he caught one of my late night walks where I do a live discussion, or I didn't do lives at the time, actually. They were pre-recorded, just kind of conversation things while I was out walking. And I had mentioned my birthday was coming up. So he used his CG skills and whipped up an animation for me. It says Captain Foley, and then there's like the TOS Constitution class flies by, and there's a little like Type F shuttle that goes through the O, and then the ship warps off. And I'm like, oh my God, I got an intro for my videos now. That's awesome. So we started talking, and I requested a few more. He whipped up a few more for me, and then we both started talking about ships, that we both love ships, and we wanted to make a show where we talk about ships, all the technical aspects, all of the things we like about ships, and we wanted to make a show on YouTube that we would both want to watch personally. So that's where Trekyards came from. Stephen McGrath, thank you. Hey, Don. Kyle Swinderman, speaking of Tomy, when are you getting yours? I've seen some early videos of it, and I'm thinking I made the right choice with the stand. The right choice with the stand. I don't know when mine's coming in. It's getting shipped to a friend of mine in Michigan. He's going to notify me when it arrives. He has not yet notified me, so I don't know. And then after it arrives there, I need to arrange a day to go down and pick it up and visit with my friend and then bring it back. So I'm not sure. But as soon as I get it home, don't worry, I've got plans for an unboxing video. Well, Jonathan, 4x2x2, I can send you a photo. What do you asked of the, what? Send me a photo of what? Oh, the case, the display case. Yeah, if you could, send it to trekyards@hotmail.com or message me, like private message me on Facebook. Don says, well, we did see the NX-01 refit in the final season of Star Trek Picard. Sure, not everyone loved the final season, and that's fine. No pressure at all. We did see it, yes. Olivia says, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to remind you to please hit like and please make sure you're subscribed to Trekyards. The captain and commander deserve a play button with the hard work they've done. Oh, thank you, Olivia. It's my goal to get a play button, and I don't think we're going to do it, so that's okay. Trek or not, I have gathered all the screen accurate stuff for DS9 Nemesis uniform jacket so far about 400 pounds. So that's like $550. So the fabrics are pricey, 100% fine wool and fine gabardine. And then a few hundred to have it made, but no one will make it. LOL, typical. Kyle says, did you see the Star Trek Resurgence ship is coming to STO for free for everyone to launch with the physical copy of the game? Pretty neat. I did see that, and that is very cool. Yes, that is fantastic. Stephen McGrath says, who put the sham in the sham lamb a ding dong? I don't know. Why are you asking me that, and what does that mean? War God 6. You hear about the license ending between Star Trek Online and Gameprint. As of October 31st, Gameprint will no longer be making Star Trek Online orders. Yes, I did see that. Disappointing, I'm sure, for a lot of people. My buddy Brad Thomas, he used to get like a whole bunch of 3D ships printed by them. Some came broken, some came wrong, but he does have quite a few, and he got his in-game ships, which is awesome. So he's happy he got them. He's happy he pulled the trigger on it. I have one of my small ships. I just have a small like Constitution class that I got quite a few years ago, and I wasn't super stoked about it. Wasn't super impressed with it, but it's a shame that they're not going to do it anymore. But this is the way of licensing, unfortunately. War God 6. So get in your order if you want a ship. Might have to see if I can get in before they cut it off. Trekyards says, getting the correct yoke color and having it dyed is also tricky. Stephen McGrath, wouldn't a 3 nacelled starship create an asymmetrical warp bubble? No. Franz Joseph's technical manual has the 3 nacelled Federation class dreadnought. No, it absolutely would not. You're thinking of the starship rules. They have to be, the warp nacelles have to be in pairs and blah blah blah. That's all bullshit, because Gene Roddenberry worked with Franz Joseph on the technical manual and approved of the ships. And then Franz Joseph and him had a falling out. So when it came time to do Star Trek the Motion Picture, he wasn't talking to Franz Josef. So he basically made up 4 rules that negated a lot of Franz Josef's work. So the pairs rule is incredibly stupid. I mean, Franz Josef has single nacelled ships. He has 3 nacelled ships, and they're beautiful. And if you really want to be a stickler and say, well, you need the pairs rule, fine. Then you have 2 smaller sets of warp coils, all contained within the same nacelle. So you do actually have the pairs rule. If you really want to be technical, you can have 2 sets of warp coils, smaller ones, contained within 1 nacelle. Still the pairs rule, if you really want to go down that road. Smaller warp coils means lower warp speed, that's fine. And with the Dreadnought, there's 2 on the side and 1 on the top, and they can act in triangulation. They can act with each other. So if the port side gets damaged, the starboard one and the top one can have that connection. If you really want the pairs rule, which you shouldn't because that's just dumb, and vice versa, like you can switch off between them, or that center one again can have 2 rows of smaller warp nacelles in it, so when the saucer separates, you can have a ship that has a low warp capability. The pairs rule thing, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing we've talked about many times. But anyway, Grant McGregor, Jaeger is one of my favorites because it's the ugliest. It's not that it's ugly, it's that it's wrong. Because it's got the front half of a Intrepid class ship and the back half of like a Maquis Raider. But the problem is, the scaling is completely off. Maquis Raiders are small. Intrepid's big. So you can't just size up a Maquis Raider and attach it and have that be your ship. That's your kit bash. That's why the Jaeger doesn't work for me. It's not that it's ugly, it's just that it doesn't work. War God 6, Cham I class neck, as I call it, looks great on Constellation parts on STO though to me. Cheyenne class neck. Okay, gotcha. BJ, member for 35 months at the rank of ensign. Nice origin story for Trekyards. Yeah, it's just the truncated version. There's a much better version that we've told over time, because we get asked that all the time. Steve McGrath, love the answer about how Trekyards started, self-created. Yeah. BJ, $1, thank you so much. Trek or not, that's a good thing. I have had nothing but trouble finding someone. Oh, you're having a conversation with John Walker. Don't do that. That guy's sketchy. See, even the dog thinks so. Sabretooth Raptor says, I do agree with Doug Drexler in that an X-class starship would be in service for 50 or more years. In my opinion, I think they would have 100 or so made. Any thoughts on any other variants? Variants, not so much, but yes, service length, 50 to 100 years is not unreasonable at all. Variants, though, I assume some would remain with no secondary hull as just the standard NX class. They'd upscale a few with the, not upscale, but like add the secondary hull to a few. I don't think there'd be any other kind of variants, though. Interesting idea, interesting thought experiment there. Can you design another NX class refit styled ship? That's interesting. Geep says, I've enjoyed your content on the Dreadnought design that you worked on. I'd love your recommendation for other creators that make Star Trek ships, models, CG, whatever. Do what you love. Don't let the rules influence what you do. Rules change all the time, especially in technology. Just create a shape that you like, even if it's just a profile. Then try to work out what it looks like from the top. Try to add features you like. Try to add and make things make sense. Don't just put something on for the sake of it looking cool. Try when you're designing it to come up with a purpose for it, or make sure that everything works and nothing's just superfluously thrown on it. Make sure that there's a reason that it's there. I think that's very important when you're designing a ship. I wish I could go back and change some of the stuff I did with the Foley class, but hey, here we are. It's fine. Orgod 6 says I just ordered 15 ships for 4/5 inch. Cool. Kyle says, thinking of surprising my father, who's 67, who got me into Trek when I was a kid, with a trip to Ticonderoga. Worth it? The sets look amazing in the photos, but I've never been. Yes, 1,000% worth it. People walk onto that set and they're super impressed, and then they walk through the sets and they're super impressed, and then they walk onto the bridge, and people, grown adults, old men cry like babies. It's well worth it, absolutely, 100%. And then you can go visit Fort Ticonderoga while you're there, because other than that, there's fucking nothing around there. But yes, it absolutely is worth the trip. For yes, 1,000% yes. Trekyards says the special analysis on a screen used uniform gave. There's a whole bunch of Trekyards doing his thing. Travels with Sai says, hi all, congratulations on the birthday, love the channel. Thank you very much, Travels with Sai, good to see you. It's a name I haven't seen in a while. I know you've been here before, but you haven't been around in a while, so welcome back. There you go. Stephen McGrath, this is what I did with my thespian class support ship. Cool. You were asking about the asymmetrical warp thing. That is what I did. What did you do? What? Let me know. I want to know what you did with it. Sabertooth Raptor. As far as the Intrepid type 22nd century vessel, some information says it is the NV-01. If they were going to have more seasons, I think it would have registry numbers and names on the ships. It's the NX-01, I think you meant. But yes, I'm sure they would absolutely go into registry numbers and stuff. General Grievous, remember folks, make sure your ship has ample warp nacelles. Aye. Just like my lovely Admiral Sylvia downstairs. Her nacelles are quite ample. That's why you come here, guys. Come on. BJ says Jaeger class does suck. Trek or not, better going with the he's still talking about his uniform colors. BJ says Cheyenne class much better. Yes, much better than the Jaeger class, 100%. Jaeger class is just terrible. Kyle Swinderman says maybe with the Jaeger it uses the prototype Maquis ship that would have been used before the Dominion wiped them out. Sure, but again, it's not how you design a ship. I'm saying this, but the Bird of Prey has the Burrell class, and it goes all the way up to the Great Bird in VASA. There's the Burrell class, there's another size in the middle, and then there's the Great Bird, which is a large. And it's just the same design scaled up. Does that work? Not really. We've talked about that many times on Trekyards. It does not actually make sense to do that. So, but VASA, had to explain the size discrepancies, so. Stephen McGrath says, still working on my thespian. Does Trekyards do fan submissions? If so, how do I submit the design? We do something called Trekyards Originals, where people bring us their designs and we flesh it out. We give it a history, we give it a story, we make it fit in the universe. Olivia, one of our moderators that was here earlier, who's still here actually, she approached us. We did one of her ships. We have another one that we're going to do. We create the 3D model of it. We create animations for it. You can join us on screen to talk about it, or you can have us do it. I write a script. We fill in the blanks. We talk with you and get the history of the ship, help you create one if you don't have one. And we present it like it's an actual ship in canon. So yes, just shoot us an email at trekyards@hotmail.com saying you'd be interested in a Trekyards original, and I'll let Samuel take care of the rest, because he's the one that kind of gets that set up and organized and ready to go. So Sabertooth Raptors, because I saw a Jaeger class design where it does have an Intrepid main deflector dish. There are ways to make it look better than what was on screen. Oh, for sure there are. Okay, listen, stop snoring. Precious. Move your head because your neck is in a weird position. There you go. Excuse me. Excuse you. Joshua Clark, the NX refit to me is a perfect iterative step to the Connie. That's how Doug Drexler designed it. Every time he was designing it, he would hold it up and see if a secondary hull would work and how it's like a progression towards the Connie. So yes. John Walker throws in $2. Dogs love me. How dare you, harumph. Yeah, don't be offending. Don't be doing that. Don't look at me side-eyed. The nerve. Grant McGregor, Foley class refit when? It's pretty much done. Guy goes by the name of Rusted Gear has been working on it, and it's very much almost all done. It's about 95% done. He's just working on a cutaway of it right now, but yeah, the refit is looking fantastic. Travels with Sai. As a content designer, the rule on design is take away, snip things out until there is nothing left to take out. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. War God 6. When I used to design ships, I started with top view and just could never do the side, sometimes the front, but the side I could never fix. That's a problem when you're designing a ship, translating the shapes in your mind into actual physical 3D model type thing. And 3D modelers suffer from this all the time because they get presented a ship. Here's a profile view. Here's a top view. And when they go to model it, it doesn't match up. So the result is something that the original designer is not happy with. It is very tricky. That's why the Foley class is relatively easy because it's all like TOS parts. So it's pretty simple to visualize. But if you're doing something, and I've tried doing other ships over the years, some of them look okay, but yeah, translating a 2D image into 3D is sometimes very difficult. But starting from the top of a ship is a good way to do it, or the side. Olivia says, Stuart's first video where he shows his face, video and audio sucks. Okay, I gotta see this, which... Look, it's me, introduction to my channel. Oh my god. I do build a lot of models. Yeah, this is from... Hey guys, Stuart here. Stuart here. This is before I was going by Captain Foley. When is this? Okay, fuck off. 10 years ago. So I guess my channel was only a year old at the time. Holy shit. Okay, well, here you go. Here's... I guess the first time I showed my face? I don't know. I have to go back and check. You've seen my model already on my channel. I do build a lot of models. Hey guys, Stuart here. You've seen my model already on my channel. I do build a lot of models. I'm looking to build a few more. I want to start documenting my builds. I'm also going to be taking you on a tour of my collection at some point. Got quite a few things going on here. Big Star Trek fan. Big Transformers fan also. Some of my stuff there. It's all rather dirty and dusty right now, but we're going to get that cleaned up for you guys, and I'll take you on a little bit of a tour of everything. Really? And I'm also going to start getting into model building and doing videos like this for you guys. So stay tuned to my channel, and hopefully you'll see more of me soon. Bye-bye. Bah. Hello. Ashens. Yeah. Wow. Thanks for digging that up, Olivia. Damn. Like this for you guys. So stay tuned to my channel and turn that down now. All right. Defiant, Mr. Raven Productions. It's Stuart from the Top Rope. Oh my God, he pile drives Samuel. Yes, Patrick. Glimg is here. Happy 9th anniversary to you and Sam. Happy to have been a small part of the community and beyond. Proud of you both. Thank you very much, Brad. Good to see you, sir. Live long and prosper. Brad is my buddy. I like Brad. Good to see you. Glad you could make it. Kyle Swinderman. All right, you sold me. I wanted to wait till Ticonderoga had the D sets finished, but I'm going to surprise him with a trip. Maybe I'll pick up some TOS tunics and that snazzy Wrath of Khan jacket you reviewed. Do it. It'll make the experience much better. Olivia Julius, the first video where her face appears. Nobody cares. Moving on. Stephen McGrath. I placed 2 warp coils in opposing variable geometry nacelles. Ah, I love it. Good man. See, you're thinking with your noggin. I like it. 2 coils per nacelle. 2 coils or 2 rows of coils? Because there's not just 2 coils. There's warp coils are like little, and they like along the length of the nacelle. But yeah, you got the idea. Sabertooth Raptor. There are design variants of an NX class where the 3 nacelles, 4 nacelles, and an alternate refit of the NX, but has the nacelles lower. There is even a Proto-Nebula class version. Nice. The Trekyards promo. Oh my god. I wish I had StreamYard set up so I could actually show you these videos and we could watch them together instead of just me holding up my goddamn iPad. But unfortunately, with the setup I have, I can't do that. So I don't want to like do that. So Olam Drab says, come to think of it, did we ever see the hugest bird of prey outside of a parallel timeline? Maybe. The ones from yesterday's Enterprise were pretty substantial birds of prey. They weren't little Burrell class, I can tell you that. So, maybe. Trekyards. Couldn't the 3rd nacelle be used as a supercharger since it houses charged plasma that could be redirected to the other nacelles? Yes. It can be on hot standby. It can be used for a variety of different functions, having a 3rd nacelle, so yes. Willem Drab says, oh, never mind. I had that backwards. Travels with Psy. Hotmail. Now, there's a blast from the past. Yeah, but it's what we use, so still works. Even got skeletons. Shuttlecraft too. Yes, you did, Ozzy. Kyle Swinderman, have you read the Enterprise continuation novels? I haven't yet, but I love the show so much I'm thinking about picking them up. I have a few of them. I don't have them all of those, but no, I haven't. I've got a lot of novels that I just haven't read, and I need to start reading. Travels with Psy. I think the dog is set to vibrate. Keep thinking my phone is going off. Yeah, it's definitely the dog snoring. Joshua Clark. Ooh, cool. I would love a Trekyards original featuring my collab with the USS Lucille Ball. Well, there you go. Hit us up. Trekyards. It's a pity we couldn't get the Foley Ambassador-esque 3D printed. Yeah, that was a fucking great ship. Trekyards designed he built a 3D model of a Foley class, but in the Ambassador class aesthetic, which I love the Ambassador class. So, and it was such a great model, but it wasn't watertight. It wasn't, the STL file couldn't be printed. I would have loved to have printed it, but it was not done for printing. So, Joshua Clark, the Foley class is God tier level. It's not, though. It's not at all. It's got its problems. That's why only 3 were ever built, and then the refit, but only one of those was built, and that's why it's not NCC 2174, it's NXC 274, because it's always in the experimental stage, and NXC for me stands for New Experimental Cruiser. So it's got its issues. The Foley class is not God tier level, no. Brad says, take a shot every time Cap says LOL. Back in those old videos, yeah, I still say to fill space, but I'm not anywhere near that nervous. You could sense the nervousness in me in that. 9 years later, here I am just, I'm not nervous anymore. I was nervous back then to kind of be on camera and do that kind of thing, but not anymore, motherfuckers. Here I am. Take me or leave me. Please don't take a shot for every and if you do, Trekyards is not responsible for blowing out your liver. Right. We're not responsible for death. No. Nice hot Vulcan poster again. Yes, that is from early STO days. I think that actually came with my collector's edition copy of the game. Defiant Mr. Raven Well, Jeff W says happy night. Thank you. Defiant Mr. Raven Productions. Speaking of ship classes, the Rigel class, only 2 known views of it, side and top. No 3D models anywhere. I'll have to check that out later. That is interesting. The STEM support throws in $2.79 Canadian. Thank you. Just a quick and very happy birthday to Trekyards. Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you. Devious Dave Rose, congrats on a milestone, Captain. Well, it's not a milestone, I don't think. 9 years, not a milestone. Next year, this time, 10 years, a decade of Trekyards. That'll be a milestone. But thank you. Olivia, the video where Samuel cried because the ship was so beautiful. I think I know what that one is. I'm not going to look at it, though, but feel free to click those links, everybody. Trip down memory lane. And don't worry, when we do our next Drunkyards, which will be not this Saturday, but the Saturday after, that'll be celebrating our 9 years on YouTube, and we will definitely look at old videos and stuff like that, and kind of go back to the before time. John Walker says, Captain Foley, you know I'm new, but I'm pretty sure you guys said you film your own stuff, like fan movies, etc. Well, Sam does fan films, yes. I don't. But yes, Sam has his own channel called Power of 543 fan films, and he's done quite a few, like he's done some Stargate fan films. He's done a lot of Star Trek stuff. He is working on some Star Wars fan films. So yes, not me though. Geep says, how about other YouTubers you watch who build Trek models, CG and physical? Bill Cross's YouTube is great. I'd love to find more creators, especially those that show their whole process. Well, Geep, you need to check out Trekyards. Trekyards, all one word. His name is Boyd Compton. He makes really fantastic models, and he takes you through each and every step of the process. Also, Styrene Man, otherwise known as Papa Smurf. He does some good stuff, but his stuff's really kind of hard to follow. I would say check out Trekyards, which is like Trekyards, only different. Trekyards, Boyd Compton on YouTube. You won't be disappointed. Steve McGrath, 2 complete sets of warp coils inside each nacelle. Each nacelle serves as a backup to the other. Yep. Stern Van Alk, how's your cutaway coming along? Haven't seen any progress in a while, but that being said, he's doing it for free because I won a contest. So he can take his time and do what he needs to do. He's working on other stuff to pay the bills, so I have no problem, but it's almost done. I know that. There's just a few little finishing touches he needed to kind of put on it. So don't worry, I'll have a whole video talking about the Foley class refit when the time comes. I just don't know when that'll be. Trek or not, maybe I should revisit that model. I think you should. Fix it, make it 3D printable, and I will be super happy boy. Paul N., the Federation doesn't make good dreadnoughts. They don't. They absolutely don't. The line of battle for the Federation has to be filled with battle cruisers, yes. Dreadnoughts in the Federation world are undersized and underpowered and underarmed as well. You look at anything like in Starfleet Battles or FASA, the Federation ships are kind of weak sauce as far as dreadnoughts go. But then, like Starfleet Battles, you got the Klingon B-10, 4 warp nacelles. Just a beast of a ship. And the Romulans had one as well. Was it the Condor? I think it was the Condor. It's like a TOS Romulan bird of prey, but like bulked the fuck up. And yeah, much more power, much more armaments. Yeah, the Federation is kind of weak sauce when it comes to dreadnoughts, 100%. Stephen McGrath, I have the hallmark ornament of the Ambassador class starship. It will do. I have that as well. It's a great one. Danny Lejal, are you the same Josh Clark from the Stuff You Should Know podcast? Is there a Josh Clark here? Are you talking to me? I am not Josh Clark, so no. Pumpkin Spice, just read the Prodigy news. Paramount may start farming out all the Trek series to other streaming services, so all the Trekkies have to subscribe to all of them. Collusion, lol. Sure. Stephen McGrath, experience breeds confidence. Indeed. War God 6, another file to did up Ambassador Foley class. Jeff W. So has its problems like the real Foley. LOL, just kidding. Oh yeah, the ship has its problems just like me. Absolutely, 100%. It's all fucked up in so many ways. Kyle Swinderman, Captain Foley, back in the old days, was nervous before he went through the Xindi incident and the Dominion War. Yes, Captain Foley is a temporal agent in the temporal Cold War. I think you mean no way. Stephen McGrath, when I get a chance, I will send a PDF of my progression with the Thespian class starship to your moderator. He's not a moderator. Just send it to trekyards@hotmail.com and just put in the title Trekyards Original. And Sam is my co-host, who doesn't join me for these late night lives because he's over in the UK. But he's definitely not my moderator. He'll get a kick out of that. I'll tell him that you called him a moderator. That'll be funny. Because everybody knows I'm the real face of Trekyards. Poor Trekyards. No wonder we're not 100,000 subscribers strong yet. Olivia Julius throws in $5. Apollo's owner's ship. Apollo's owners. The fuck are you talking about? Oh. Yeah. Never mind. Sabertooth Raptor. I designed a New Orleans class variant for Dominion War. Larger in size and has 3 nacelles. A Captain Jot is replaced and has a Defiant class variant docked on the bottom of the saucer section. Nice. I would like to see that, actually. Paul N. The Ptolemy class with battle tugs is what you need in your line of battle when Klingons bring a B-10 to the festivities. The Ptolemy class with battle pods. Yes. 100% yes. I still don't think it would stand up against the B-10 though. A B-10 would just fucking walk right over you. Battle pods or not. Pumpkin Spice. Is the Enterprise D refit a dreadnought? After Best of Both Worlds, every Galaxy class should have had a phaser lance installed. It's never stated that it's dreadnought. And a lot of people say because it looks like the Federation class with the third nacelle that it is in fact a dreadnought. I would say no. It's an upgrade to an older class of ship. It's just an upgrade. It's an addition. I think the dreadnoughts of the time would be much more substantial than that. So I'm going to say no on that one. Kyle Swinderman, speaking of dreadnoughts, didn't the Klingons have a massive ships during the Battle of Season 2 Disco? The ship was thousands of shuttles coming out of the Enterprise. Yeah, so they also have the Cleave ship, which just like flies into other ships. Ozzy says the line must be drawn here, no further. John Walker. What would a three-way Romulan Federation Klingon ship look like? Could look like many things. Basically, probably a hot mess. Olivia says, I'm a moderator. Sam is some kid that Stuart found on the street. It's not far from being the truth. Just saying. War God 6. I read in a Trek group on Facebook, Prodigy is coming to Netflix. Yes, Netflix picked it up. They will be releasing season 1 later this year, which everybody's seen. And they will be releasing season 2 sometime in 2024. Now, if you want Prodigy to be successful, if you want good numbers for Netflix, which will show them that it's a good show that people are very interested in, any streaming service, this applies. If you have a show you want to see return, watch. If they drop all of the episodes at once, make sure you watch all of them within 28 days. Watch all the episodes in 28 days from its release will almost guarantee its success. The more people that do that, the more interest it shows the streaming service that people are interested in it. So don't think, okay, they dropped all the episodes, the entire season's there, I'll get to it after I finish this season or this show that I'm watching, and have that be a month later, because that's not going to work. It has to be within 28 days. If they release each one individually, watch it within 28 days of it releasing, each episode, so that it's showing them that you guys are interested. Very important for analytics for streaming services. I just found this out, and it's news and information that I want to share with everybody. Ozzy said, I thought it's called Trekyards. There's a thing called Trekyards. General Grievous. Well, my hearing sucks. For the longest time, I thought War God 6 was Horgan 6. General Grievous. Ptolemy class ship, Q ship with broadsides. Trying to think what you mean by broadsides. Moving on. Jeff W. Quick DS9 question. Just finished the episode Valiant on H and I. Okay. At the end, did Starfleet make Nod give up his rank, or did he give it up willingly? Both, I think. It was never an official promotion, so. Sabertooth Raptor. I prefer the Eclipse class starship as Enterprise G. It is from Bridge Commander Mods. There is a dark version of it. I would have to look that up. I don't know what that one looks like. New Yorker in Vegas. Stopping in real quick. Happy birthday anniversary to Trekyards. Thank you very much, New Yorker in Vegas. Pumpkin Spice. I would keep the third nacelle off of the Galaxy class refit. It looks too bulky and not streamlined. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Galaxy X. I don't like the shit just slapped onto it. It looks... The nacelle's not the problem. It's the fucking phaser lance that's hideous. But even that I can overlook. It's the stupid additions to the saucer and the little fin things on the struts. It's like, stop. Just take all that shit off. Make it look more streamlined. And not so kit bashy. General Grievous, the Disco Klingons cleavage. Class battle cruiser. Oh, that's fucking great. Jason says NCC 1701D has three nacelles warp 13. Yes. Kyle Swinderman, LOL. I see I hit a nerve with Disco Season 2. I have the same nerve, so my bad. All good, my friend. All good. Renee, hey Stuart, happy 9 years. Thank you very much, Renee. Good to see you, sir. Olam Drab says, instead of third nacelle, stick a big Nebula class pod on that strut. Yeah, put a Nebula class pod on that middle strut. That would look much better, I think, for a Galaxy class. Yes. John Walker, about earlier ship, was asking like how we got the Normandy in Mass Effect by being a cross-species design. I don't know. I know what the Normandy looks like, but I don't know anything about Mass Effect, so... Cross-species design. I don't know. It look cool. I mean, there has been versions. There's like a Federation version of a Romulan bird of prey. There's a version of a ship that's part D7 or part Katinga and part refit Enterprise. Interesting mashups of cultural designs. So, Pumpkin Spice. So don't download Prodigy Season 2 off of Pirate Bay. No, don't do that. I mean, you can if you want it on your computer or something, but at least still watch it on the streaming service. War God 6. That's the good thing about modern seasons. 10 episodes. I can binge entire seasons, but a 10 episode is doable for me. I can't binge entire seasons, but a 10 episode. Yeah, and it's also Prodigy, so it's half-hour long episodes, but there's 20 of them. So it's like 10-hour long episodes. So it's the same thing regardless. Saber-tooth Raptor. I have a galaxy type that actually is more than one ship. It has nacelles in the saucer section. There are 3 vessels docked seamlessly with the hull. Nice. That'd be cool. Don says, I just watched Protostar Saved, a Star Trek fan production. Amazing stuff. I'm so ready for season 2 of Prodigy and beyond. Hashtag thank you, Netflix. Hashtag Netflix, make more Star Trek Prodigy. We need them to commission more seasons as well. Olivia Julius, first Trekyards live 5 years ago. Yeah, we didn't start doing lives until 5 years ago. It feels so... It doesn't feel that long. It really doesn't. Marco says, happy birthday. Thank you so much, Marco. Sabertooth Raptor, Retro Badger Gaming shows it off. There are other dark variants. Yes, and Retro Badger Gaming is fantastic. I love watching his videos. Such good stuff. He basically plays Star Trek games such as Bridge Commander, and he pits ships against each other, and it's so fun to watch. It's very interesting channel. I suggest everybody check it out. Don says, accept season 2 of Prodigy to debut on home media by next year's end as well. Expect it, yes, absolutely. Pumpkin Spice, the Galaxy Class refit has those dinky little lasers next to the bridge. Ridiculous. You have a badass phaser lance, right? I agree. War God 6, weapons pod worked on the Lexington on Star Trek Online, though. I wish the weapons were their own parts. I'd fit on a different hull. Fucking dogs, seriously. Donjon says both physical and digital. Gotcha. Pumpkin Spice. The phaser lance is the best thing about the Galaxy Class refit. The Sovereign class would have come with one standard with a second warp core to power it. Damn. Sabertooth Raptor, a long time ago for Starfleet Command 3 mods, is an Armada class. It has resemblance to the Galaxy class and does have the pod from a Nebula class. Yeah, I seem to remember that, actually. Damn. Dan Bevan, though, it's STO, so take it or leave it, but they have some pretty cool Alliance ships that are Federation, Romulan, Klingon, etc. designs. Also, happy 9 years. 9 years of great content. Thank you, Dan. Much appreciated. John Walker throws in $2. $2. Oh my God, go play Mass Effect. You're missing out. I've heard this, yes. I know. Is Mass Effect on PlayStation? I don't think so. Jeff W. Now that Prodigy is saved, let's get that Star Trek Picard spinoff greenlit. Not greenlighted, greenlit. Yeah. Star Trek Legacy by Terry Matalas. Let's work on that. Yes. Pumpkin Spice. Hashtag 3rd, 4th, 5th season of Star Trek Prodigy. LOL. It's a long hashtag. Cal Swinderman. Hashtag Netflix make more Prodigy. Hashtag make Star Trek Legacy. So many hashtags to use these days, right? And I've never liked hashtags. I think they're stupid. Hashtags are stupid. Pumpkin Spice. Not overkill. All the Starfleet vessels were designed to battle Borg threats. It's true. Olivia shares a link there, Designing the Foley class, where I kind of have a talk and discussion talking about how I designed the Foley class, why I did what I did, some of the facts about it. Lots changed since then as far as the story goes. of the actual ship itself. But yes, thank you, Olivia. Don says, hashtag make Star Trek Legacy so. Of course, by so, I mean happen. Yes. Okay, lay down. Lay down. Thank you. Defiant, Mr. Raven Productions. All Mass Effect games are on PlayStation. Well, then I'll have to check it out. Paul N. Thomas Maroney wrote some of the material for the Star Trek Adventures Supplement Utopia Planitia. Yeah, I have it. I actually pulled it out earlier for this live. Would you please lie down? Kyle Swinderman, Mass Effect is on PlayStation and remastered, I think. I will have to check it out then. I've heard good things about it. I've heard I need to play it. Will I get to it? Maybe. Pumpkin Spice, I have no idea how hashtags work. Neither do I. Just, it's a hashtag symbol, and then you say what you need to say, but without any spaces. It's fucking stupid. I hate hashtags. I think they're dumb, but hey, it's a quick way for people to look up anything online, as long as the hashtag matches. Laura, are you okay? Thing that happens to pugs and dogs with short snouts is called basically reverse hiccuping, where they can't catch their breath. You got to cover like one nostril, and it's because of their lack of nose. Stern Von Ulk, it isn't hashtag, it's a pound. Yeah, it's true. Sabretooth Raptor, I could see the New Orleans class as the Akira of all the Wolf 359 ships. The New Orleans class is the best of the Wolf 359 ships. Okay. I think she might be okay. John Walker, words are fun. Olivia shares the Horizon, which is Samuel's ship. Orgod 6, hashtag Trekyards for the win. Kyle Swinderman, Captain, if you do Mass Effect, I'd recommend starting with 2. You get caught up in the story well, and 2 is 3,000% better than 1, and so much more fun. Good to know. Thank you, Kyle. Orgod 6, I was hearing that the Adamant class STO was from Mass Effect. Don't know. Joshua Clark, have you seen any of the Trek-inspired builds on Starfield? I've seen a few of them, yeah. Starfield's an interesting game, for sure. Stephen McGrath says, gotta hit the rack. Take care all. At my first opportunity, I will send my Thespian class Starship Progress PDF to your co-host, Commander Calkins. Please refresh my memory on where I can send it. Trekyards at hotmail.com. Really easy. Hashtag. Yes, thank you. Stephen McGrath, take care. I'll see you later, Stephen. And on that note, I think I should probably call it quits too. I got a restless dog here that needs to do outside business. And another one which should probably move and go downstairs. So I want to call it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and join me tomorrow night for my first reaction to the next episode of Lower Decks. You know you want to. I'll be here. Will you be here? Or there? Watching me here? I hope so. So anyway, on that note, I think I'll call it quits for tonight. So have yourselves a great night, everybody, and I'll chat with you soon. Captain Foley signing off. Bye, guys.